Hi beautiful people, you're welcome back again to my channel. My name is Naya Bole. You're welcome to Yabi's Own. This is my channel where I do everything I want. But before that, happy new year. It's been a beautiful start of the year already, and glad to see you still here vibing with me, catching up with me, seeing what I'm up to, seeing what I'm going to talk about. So if you're interested in more content from me, I do vlogs, I do moving abroad, living in Hungary, you name it, just anything. I have a playlist you can also go into and just enjoy. Now in today's video, which is, let's say, my debut for the new year, which is just a video answering some of the questions in my comment section of my previous videos. I may have or I may have not responded to some of these questions already in the comments, but I'm going to touch on them again. Everything I'm saying is going to be based on my experience and experience of my friends and people in my immediate circle. But I would also advise you to do your own research, because when I moved to Hungary, things were different years ago when I moved to Hungary. But lately, it seems every year the law changes a bit. So do your own research and get the most up-to-date information. The first question I will be answering is, do I need IELTS to do my bachelor's or master's in Hungary? Per my experience, when I was coming to Hungary, I did not need any IELTS. I just needed to provide the proof of language proficiency from my school, which showed that I could speak English. Now, the thing is, I came here to do my master's, so the proof of language proficiency I got it from my bachelor's. Also, they are aware that Ghana is an English-speaking country where we are taught in English in school, wherever. So for my master's, I did that. I'm just not sure about the bachelor's, what you need, but I'm sure it would be just as easy. It's just a way to prove that, oh, you speak English, you were taught in English and all of that. The second question has to do with, is it difficult to get a visa appointment in Ghana? Is it difficult to get visa appointments in Ghana? I think it depends on what you're looking for. Interestingly, last year, a couple of months ago, I was looking for some form of visa. I was looking for a visa appointment at the Hungarian embassy in Ghana. Now, I looked on the website, and the latest appointment that was available on the scheduled calendar was about 3.5 months away. So when I saw that, I was like, how possible? How is it 3.5 months away? So what I did was, I looked on the website. There was some email addresses there, and I sent an email. Yes, I sent an email to the email address asking if there's a possibility for me to book an earlier appointment, because this is what your website is saying. And I was so impressed. I got feedback in less than 24 hours. Yes. And I was able to do what I needed to do. I didn't call anybody. No, I just looked for the website on the page. And then I said website, sorry, the email address. And then I sent an email. So that was what happened. So getting a visa appointment, I'll just say that it has to do with communication and getting information from the website. I won't be able to say whether it's easy or hard, but from my experience, I was able to get a timely appointment, even though the website said otherwise. Now, for the girlies, someone was asking about how affordable it is to do your hair here in Hungary and if there are affordable places available. I will just say, just come here. There are so many groups for women, for hairdressers. There's so many salons all over. I haven't actually been to any of the salons around. Usually when I'm going to do my hair, I go to an African person who knows how to braid for them to do for me. And some past years, I actually used to do my own hair. Let me tell you, necessity is the mother of invention, because when I convert that foreign I'm going to pay, I don't know, I've stopped doing that conversion. I literally stopped it in my first year of Hungary, because it's going to set you back. When you're in Hungary, you're living in Hungary, paying bills in Hungary, buying stuff in Hungary, and then you want to convert your Hungarian cedis, your Hungarian foreign to Ghana cedis. When you don't live in Ghana, you're not spending in Ghana. Exactly. So that can give you a heart attack. So I did stop the conversion, but sometimes you know, of course, you're human. You just like to compare prices with other, even other European countries. And you're like, okay, this is on the high side, I don't know. So I'll just say, come here. When you're here, there are so many groups you can join, connections you can make, acquaintances you can make, and you find some good prices out there. So there are, and it also depends on what you mean by affordability. Is 100 euros affordable? I mean, is 50 euros affordable? Is 20,000 foreign affordable? Is 150,000 affordable? Is 90,000 affordable? Exactly. So affordability is relative. The next question I was asked was, have I been to other countries since I moved to Hungary? And the answer, of course, is yes. So Hungary is part of the Schengen zone, and there are so many other European countries which are on the Schengen, which are within the Schengen region. And you know, they have this agreement, and every now and then there are other countries joining the Schengen. So with a Schengen visa, you're able to travel to any country that is Schengen. Pretty much. So I've been to a few other countries, especially around Hungary. I've been to Austria. At the top, I've been to Slovakia. I've been to Poland. Interestingly, I haven't been to Croatia. There was a time I planned to go to Croatia with a friend. We had planned everything. I think we were going to Split because we wanted to see the beach, and also at the time Croatia was not part of the Schengen, and I needed my passport stamped because I did travel a lot, but I was within the Schengen. So my passport doesn't really have so many signatures. It doesn't represent how much travels I have done. So the plan was to go to Croatia, get the passport stamped. It would be a road trip regardless, because at the time Croatia was not part of the Schengen. So get the passport stamped and then, you know, have some fun and come back. But things happened. Friend fell sick. She couldn't come. We had to cancel our plans. So yeah, but I've been around. I've been to a couple of countries in Eastern Europe, Western Europe as well. So yes, I'm taking that opportunity to travel, and it's comparatively cheaper to travel within the Schengen region than even within Ghana, even within Africa. So I take advantage of it. You can find some flights. Sometimes you can find flights as cheap as 20 euros. You can find return flights as cheap as 40 euros. Of course, in the peak season, it can go very high, but sometimes there are discounts here and there. So I'm keeping an eye out on those discounts so that I can book my tickets. The next question is, what advice can I give to somebody who is coming here on a work permit to work? So if the person is coming here on a work permit, as the name implies, they have received the permit and they are coming here to work. They are coming here tied to an organization. So in that case, usually when you're coming here on a work permit, on your permit, your status will show as employment, and behind your card, you'd see the name of your employers there. Pretty much you are tied to them. And the only reason for you being in this country is because they have employed you. So I'll just say, do what you are being brought here to do. You're being brought here to work. So just do it. Mind your business. Be law abiding. Don't do anything that is illegal. Don't do anything that is against the law. Have fun. Hungary is a meeting point of so many cultures. You meet people from all around the world. I have been in Hungary for a few years, but I've met people from Mongolia. I've met people from Angola. I've met people from Nigeria. I've met people from Ukraine, met people from Tunisia, Algeria, Morocco, France, literally America, Canada, Mexico, Venezuela, Colombia. I've met people all around. So you meet so many people. You get to exchange cultures, ideas, make friends, acquaintances, deep friendships, very shallow ones. But just have fun and do what you're here to do, and just stay out of trouble, and you'll be good. You'll be good. The next question I'm going to answer is, do I need to speak Hungarian to be able to live and work here? The answer is yes and no. Yes, because one of the ways to easily integrate into a country is language. I'm laughing because I'm giving advice that I'm not using because I've been doing my English things here. And I'm sitting here telling people that yes, they have to learn the language. Please. The language, it's good to have the language. It's good to have the language because it makes communication easy. It also makes it easier for you to make friends, especially if English is not something they are used to speaking. You can make friends, understand the language, hear when people are gossiping or insulting you. But I also have a friend who said that if you don't understand the language, it's good because when people are talking behind your back, you won't hear, you won't care, and it won't affect you in any way. But of course, language is one of the quickest ways you can integrate into society. Then comes food and all of that. But when I talk about the no, you also don't need to learn Hungarian to live here. You can live here with your English, exactly, because many people, especially in Budapest, I think the population of English speakers in Budapest is astronomical. There's so many foreigners in Budapest, and so many people speak and can understand English, even at work. And usually when you're an English speaker, you're most likely going to be employed in a multinational company. And these are usually companies which are based in Western Europe in the US, but they come to this part of Europe for cheap labor, etc., etc. So they outsource parts of their business to these parts of Europe. And so if you're working in a multinational company, it's most likely that the corporate language is going to be English. Your emails are going to be in English. except it's a language focused group within the team, then that would be, if it's French, French, Dutch, German, exactly. But generally, most of the multinational companies, it's English. That is dominant. So you can, of course, you can live here without learning the language. But laws are changing, like I mentioned in the beginning. Laws are changing, things are changing. Like every year, something happens. Every 1st of January, literally 2 years in a row, something happens with the laws in Hungary. So it's good to learn the language, but it's not a must for you to be able to live here. The next question I'll also answer is, do I need, or do you need, or do the one asking the question, do you need specific skills or qualifications to work here? One thing I've noticed is that for these companies that are usually hiring, mostly the minimum they're asking for is a high school diploma, but most of them actually ask for degrees. Most of them would ask for a bachelor's degree in this field, blah, 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 or a high school diploma. Honestly, I would say you need to have minimum a degree. Of course, you can do internships whilst you're still doing your bachelor's. Whilst you're still in school, you can do these internships, etc. But it's good if you want to go into full-time work, which is not maybe an unskilled work, and you want to work in a skilled force. Of course, you need some degree. So you need some degree, you need some level of education, some level of cognitive skills, because sometimes when you apply for these jobs, they give you some examinations to take to test your brain, to see how you are cognitively, to see your understanding, communication skill, mathematical skill, communication skills. You'll be doing some English, math, and what did they call that other test on the cognitive part of your mind? You'll be doing all of that. So you do have to have some level of skills. Of course, during your interviews as well, you'll be asked questions that would help the interviewer understand who you are, what you want to do. Even from the way you communicate, they'll be able to tell the kind of person you are, how knowledgeable you are, how confident you are in communication, and how well or how good of a fit you will be for the role. So of course you do need some minimum qualifications to be able to work. Of course, if if I am an employer, I'd like my employees to have something, bring something to the table. So yes. So like they say, education is the key. It's just that nowadays they want to change the lock, but we refuse. Now, the next question I am going to answer is the process of renting. Somebody wanted to know about the process of renting in Hungary. Okay, so most of my answers are based in Budapest, because this is where I've lived longer than any other part. If I've been to any other part of Hungary, it's mostly maybe just a quick visit and coming back, but I've lived in Budapest the longest. So to rent in Hungary, you need to first of all find the place. There are agencies, there are Facebook groups that are always posting about vacant apartments. Aside my dormitory I lived in when I first came to Hungary, every other place I've lived in, I found it off Facebook. So on Facebook, they'll post that they are renting, and then they'll put pictures of the house, the price, and so you can see the pictures. And then you can also book an appointment with whoever made the post, the landlord or whoever, and then you can actually come and then see the place, which would hopefully be your home. So once you see that and you agree on the time you would like to move in, you sign a contract. You may pay 1 month deposit, 2 months deposit, whatever. And this deposit is like some form of security, so that in case you are leaving the apartment and some things are damaged, they can use the deposit to repair it. However, if you are leaving the apartment at the end of your contract and nothing is damaged, you get your money back. I've of course heard horror stories where people don't get their money back when they haven't done anything, etc, etc. So just be vigilant. There are so many groups on Facebook. Just when you type about apartments in Facebook or live in, you'll find so many groups and subgroups. Just be vigilant. There are also some agencies you can just search on the internet. I don't know some offhand, but you can just type apartments in Hungary. You'll find a list of some agencies which you can also rent through, and then you get that. For my apartment, I usually rented directly from the landlords through posts I saw on Facebook. So that, I think, would be the process of renting in Hungary. Of course, once you find your rent and everything, you'd have to go to the immigration office and do the necessary registrations, either in the office or online, and then you can actually do the necessary registrations. I remember in the peak of COVID, when I moved, I didn't go to the immigration office. I did everything online. Yes. So just get your information right, and you will be good. So that's pretty much a summary of the process of renting in Hungary. The last question I'm going to talk about today is the cost of living in Hungary. This question still goes back to the question on affordability when I was talking about the hair prices and everything. I once heard somebody say in Hungary now we're dealing with German prices at Indian salaries. Because trust you me, there are sometimes I see prices in Germany and the prices are the same in Hungary. But then the minimum wage in Germany is different. The minimum wage in Germany is higher than the minimum wage in Hungary. Hungary, first of all, does not even spend the euros. We spend the Hungarian forint. And the exchange rate is just going. So yeah, the cost of living in Hungary is going high because the exchange rate is also going high. When I moved to Hungary, everywhere you go, Hungary is the most affordable in the EU. Hungary is the most affordable in Europe. So we even used to have some Western European people come here to do their shopping, especially those in the neighboring countries. Some also just come here and they're like, oh, it's cheap, it's cheap, it's cheap. Of course, it will be cheap for you, especially even now where the euro is going all high. But the cost of living in Hungary has changed over the years. It's really changed so much, and it's not slowing down. So the cost of living, in my opinion, is relative. Depends on your spending habits. It depends on your tastes and everything. So if you're able to live within your means, do what you need to do, don't overspend, you earn a good salary, or if you're in school and you're being pumped money back home, good for you. If you're being pumped money from back home, I think you should just be able to manage and you will be fine. But the cost of living in Hungary is really going high. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. There are so many groups in Hungary you can join for information. One of the groups I recommend is the Hungarian immigration group. That has been a very useful group to me, genuinely, because I get to see questions. I may have questions, but you'd see that somebody may have already asked it on there, or you'd also get answers and good suggestions on some issues that may be troubling you. So Hungarian immigration is one of the numerous pages I would recommend you to join if you're looking forward to living in Hungary, moving to Hungary, or changing your permit, or just doing something about anything related to immigration, as the name implies. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. My name, as always, is Naya Bole. I'll catch you in the next video. Until then, stay content and Happy New Year. Really a debut, which is not really a debut. It's one of the questions I also enjoyed most was the one that was asking, hey guys, people need to see my butterfly. Spread your wings and fly. Anyway, let's get, what is she doing? Happy New Year. Hey, happy